Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading about the person on your mind and your connection to each other. Today's reading is going to be all about your person's point of view. So in our reading today, we're going to be talking about their perception of you. We're also going to be discussing their innermost thoughts and feelings about you and the connection. We'll get a few channeled messages out later on in the reading, as well as tiles and charms, plus Astro dice for bonus confirmation, information on details. And then as always, we are going to close today's reading off with a short message from the universe just for you to help you reset the energy and bring the focus back towards yourself again. We are going to go ahead and get started with the oracle cards that I've pre-pulled for us to get going here. This is all about your person's perspective of you, and then we'll dive deeper using the tarot. I did notice right as I started talking to you guys that I did not get any song bracelets here today. So I'm actually going to get started by shuffling a couple of those out. I kind of like mix them all together and then close my eyes and intuitively pick which ones fit the situation or may resonate with you and your life right now. So give me a moment here while I do that. I did feel that one just fell to the floor, so I'll grab that one in a moment. Give me a second here, you guys. I need one more. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me grab the one that fell. So it looks like we have Sway by Blue October, we have Cliche by MGK, and then we have Machine Head by Bush. So when we're all done with today's reading, you might want to give those songs a listen if you feel called to, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, so let's get started. We have the mouse, the bee, the octopus, the thread, the starborn, the venom, and the uncreated with spring. Okay. Whew. So your person feels like in this connection right now, you might be hanging on by a thread. And the interesting thing here is that I don't think it's specifically conflict between you and them. It could be, listen to your intuition here. But because we have the bee sandwiching in these two cards, what this is telling me is your person feels like right now you are very anxious, you're on edge, you're hanging by a thread, you're stressed out and agitated about something else that's going on with like the community or the people you and your person are associated with. So these could be friends, family members, it could be anyone that's affiliated with you and your person that knows both of you or interferes with this connection, as in third parties, okay? So there could be a toxic situation with a third party going on right now. Your person feels like you are really anxious about that, you're stressed out about it, it's really weighing on you. And honestly, you're about to crack, like you're hanging on by a thread. This situation with a third party is toxic or upsetting. It's like venom or poison on this connection. So it could be a third party that is meddling between the two of you. There could be gossip going on in the connection, or it could be somebody that is kind of just like a bee sting, like they keep coming back over and over and over again, almost like poisoning this connection. It might not have anything to do with a romantic third party. It could. I feel like you would know in this context. It wouldn't be like a secret to you because you're already anxious about it. You know what it is. It could have something to do with a coworker. Like let's say you have a high pressure job, there are coworkers that are just piling extra work onto your plate, or it could be like a friend or a family member who's always asking you for favors or expecting things of you or putting a lot of pressure on you. Really, honestly, I could see a bunch of different possibilities, but you'll know what we're talking about here if this is your reading. Whoever this third party is causing you a lot of stress and anxiety, and your person is paying very close attention to that. And since this is all about their perception of you, before we get into the tarot, we'll dive into their thoughts and feelings next. But this is their perception of you. They feel like you're about to crack. This card, I've never gotten this message from this card before. I'm not taking it literally as in depicted in the guidebook, I noticed the egg with the crack on it right away. Like you're about to crack, you're about to snap at this person. I'm not encouraging anything like that, by the way. Please don't snap on people, but then again, you do you. This is your life, your choice. I'm not gonna go down that road, but you're just about ready to crack open. Like you've had this enough is enough type of energy towards this person or this situation. Maybe you've been tolerating some BS for far too long, or it's at this breaking point for you where you're hanging on by a thread, you're anxious all the time, it's stressing you out, maybe to the point where it's bleeding into your personal life, causing you to, have sleep issues, or it's just taking over your head. Like you're thinking about this situation so much that it's difficult for you to enjoy day-to-day life, and something's got to give, something's got to change. And your person is very observant of this. They're not unaware. They know that the pressure is building inside of you and that you are wanting a change to be made. The spring card and the uncreated card in this context are very similar messages. And it carries a different message than what we've just been talking about. This is the stress, this is the pressure, this is you feeling like you're gonna break, something needs to change. This is the change that you are desiring, and your person is thinking of that. They're thinking about how you want something new. When you think of the energy of the spring season, it's, coming after a time of winter. Winter is like a good reset for us, right? And the spring is the new beginnings that follow that big reset. It's kind of like the star card in tarot in a way. It's a new beginning, it's nourishment, it's refreshment after a really stressful and difficult time. In tarot, the star follows the tower card, which is the winter. It's the reset, it's the foundation shift. This is the rebuilding that comes after that energy. And we have the uncreated. So what that's telling me is you don't necessarily know what to do. You just know that something needs to change, because whatever this situation is too much for you to handle any longer. You just feel like something's got to change. You can't keep going through the motions. You can't keep going through this same cycle, this same roundabout. You got to try something different. You have to try something that you've never done before, okay? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And I feel like that energy is really strong in you right now. You recognize that if you have been going through the motions, or if this situation has been going on repeat, cycling around, something new has to come in to make a real change and to have this new beginning. You can't keep going through the motions over and over again. You've reached your breaking point. You're hanging on by a thread. Something's got to give. And your person is well aware of that situation. They're thinking about this. They feel your energy so strong right now. They feel your stress. They feel your agitation. They feel you wanting to make a real change in this connection. Because whatever this is putting pressure on the connection itself right now, whether it's work related, other third party related, like a meddling friend or family member or something like that. Your person knows that you need this change, and this change has got to come in like yesterday. So let's get into the tarot now. We're going to dive deeper into the messages. Let me just see which deck is calling me. And if this sounds like you, if this sounds like the situation with your person, I'd love it if you would like the video, subscribe if you're new here. That way you won't miss out on any future readings that will resonate, okay? So let's talk about their thoughts and feelings about you in this connection right now. What was that? Hold on. Pick this card up, you guys. Hold on a second here. This flew away from me. Okay. Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna bump that up because I see why that flew away. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. This is kind of like confirming that energy, so we'll set that up there as well. Let me get out a couple more cards and then we'll chit chat, you guys. Oh my gosh, we have a lot coming out. I don't don't know if we're gonna have room on the spread for all these cards. You guys, give me a second to figure this out. Okay. This is a very simple message. I know there are a lot of cards coming out here, but it's not as complicated as it looks. I promise. Okay. Let me figure out how we can do this. And this is going to look like this simply just because we have to have room on the spread, just so you know. So, okay, I'll explain. So we have the Chariot and the Hanged Man. This is almost like, I see why it actually happened to be broken down this way or organically, like it just happened to come out this way. There's actually rhyme and reason to why it came out the way it did, and I'll explain. So we have the Chariot and the Hanged Man, the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups, the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, and then this cluster here is the King of Cups, 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and 5 of Cups. Whew, this reading is going to be maybe a little bit longer than I anticipated. That's okay though. I'm here for it, and I hope you are as well. So what we were just talking about, your person's thoughts and feelings of you right now, they know dang well something's got to change, and they have to try something different. With the Chariot and the Hanged Man here, they know that if they want this connection with you to move forward and to heal and to, you know, move into the highest version it can be, something's got to change, and they do feel motivation to make that happen. They have to look at things through a different angle. They can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. If this is something you are dealing with in your personal life and it's out of your person's hands, they can't control anything about it, as in it's not like a friend or family member or coworker of theirs. This is something going on separate to the connection on your side. They want to help you brainstorm ways you can move away from this. If this is like a friend or family member that's connected to both of you, a third party that they also have to deal with, they want to take action steps to make that happen in whatever way they can. Basically, your person is acknowledging and thinking about the fact that something really needs to change, and they need to do whatever they can to make that happen based on the level of control they have in the situation. Even if that's just brainstorming ideas and talking about it with you and trying to help mediate the situation. With the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups, this is telling me that maybe this is something your person has been a bit cold to in the past, or they haven't been sympathetic to. Maybe they wrote it off as not a big deal, or, you know, they weren't listening to their heart or your emotions about the situation. They were just kind of writing it off, ignoring the emotional consequences and aspects of this, and they know that they need to cut that out. That's why this card ran away, so to speak, and wanted to be avoided. To me, that's telling me that they know they need to cut that out. That's one thing that they can change, is their emotional approach to this situation. They need to be more sympathetic to you. They need to be more emotionally understanding and nurturing about the stress this is causing. And if they have been any kind of cause of the stress, they know that they need to be more compassionate and help out a little bit more in the situation, because they can see dang well that this is a huge burden on your back and it's stressing you the heck out. The 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords coming out together like this is telling me that you feel defeated, you're worn down, you've reached your breaking point. This is a huge burden on your back you've been carrying maybe for quite some time. And it's also a burden and a weight on the connection itself. And the only way that this is going to work out and go away is if something changes. And your person is finally acknowledging that something has to change. It's stress and it's pressure on you. I think you're feeling that stress and pressure more than your person is. And maybe that's why they haven't been as like emotionally compassionate about it, because they haven't felt it as strongly as you had. But they now see that it's impacting this connection you share, the relationship you have with one another, and something's got to change. They know that because they don't want to see you in this energy anymore. I mean, they're looking at you as somebody who's anxious, you're stressed out, you're nervous, your nervous system is out of whack. You feel like your hands are being stretched in 10 different directions, like you're maybe taking on burdens and responsibilities you don't have to be. And it's just weighing on your energy. It's weighing on your body and your mind. There's a lot of pressure going on. And they don't want this for you because this person really cares about you and they really want to fix this because they don't want to see you go through this stress anymore. And they don't want this stress to continue to impact your connection either. Now, with the King of Cups, Four of Wands, Six of Wands, and Five of Cups, to me, this is talking again about them being more emotionally compassionate towards you. They see your sadness, they see the stress this is causing you, and instead of them saying, okay, well, get over it, or it's going to get better one day, or like brushing it off, they're viewing this almost as their responsibility as well. They want to help this connection heal. They want to help this third party situation go away once and for all so that you can finally feel like you can breathe again. Because right now it seems like there's a lot of pressure on you. They view you as their partner. They view you as somebody that they might become partners with. For a lot of you watching, this could be somebody you're currently dating or somebody that wants to get to the point where the two of you are in union together. Because with the Four of Wands, we have that energy: unions, marriages, celebrations, connection. They want this with you. They feel like they already have it with you, and they know that it's also their responsibility to have victory over this subject, whatever this issue is. They don't want to keep going through this anymore, and they don't want to see you continue to go through this stress. They want to help in any way that they can, and they really want victory here. And one thing they know they need to do is become more emotionally aware, more emotionally intelligent, and basically, I feel like maybe this person has been sweeping your emotions under the rug or writing them off as unimportant, or maybe they feel like you've been exaggerating things or overreacting to things. But it's like now they've had a reality check. They know that your feelings are valid. They see that your feelings are valid, and they need to acknowledge that and be more compassionate and really help with the situation. Okay? Because I think it's starting to bleed into this connection. It's causing this connection to have stressors that it doesn't need to have if this third party situation would just go away. Okay, so let's get some channeled messages out from this person to you now, and then after that we'll do Astro, dice, tiles, charms, all the good stuff. What would this person have to say right now if they felt like they could be open and honest? I remember every detail of that day. Just being near you is intoxicating. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, maybe this person hasn't been handling their own stressful business. Maybe for some of you, the third party is on their end and they haven't been handling it, and it's been stressing you out. And it seems like there's been some projection here. Maybe this person, maybe you've been taking on the burden or responsibility for the third party stuff, even if it wasn't your burden to carry. And it just seems like it's a mess, really, honestly. And this person has been avoiding dealing with that mess. They've been shutting it out. They're coming in to admit that they have been shutting it out instead of taking the responsibility. But they don't like seeing you be so stressed out because they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to see you hurting. They don't want to see you stressed or anxious. Okay? Look at that. I mean, I'm not shocked that that came out. Other people are influencing our connection. That's basically what this whole thing has been about. There's a third party, maybe multiple people. It could be multiple people, not just one. You'll know if that's you. Influencing this connection, putting the stress, pressure, and baggage onto this connection unnecessarily. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. Change just needs to be had. And they feel sorry for what they've done or what they haven't done to mediate the situation. They're getting ready to make a change. Take a look at that. Someone else has been interfering. Yep, this third party is causing a mess, and I feel like this person hasn't done enough to, you know, fix the situation or change things up, and they want to do that now. They feel like the two of you need to just really brainstorm a solution here, okay, to change things once and for all so you don't feel so stressed out anymore. Okay, I think that's all that wants to come out. I was trying to get more cards, but nothing else wanted to come out. If you need an extra minute to reread the messages, you're welcome to, but I am going to pack up for right now. Okay, and let's do some tiles and charms next. You guys, I won't be doing an extended in today's reading, but I do them regularly. And if you are interested in exclusive or extended readings, not here on regular old YouTube, I invite you to check out my Patreon and or my YouTube membership, where you can find regular access to exclusives and extended readings. And they're different. Each platform has different readings, so you can even double dip if you would like to. There's info in the description box. This next part is going to get a little bit noisy, so if that will bother you, I recommend turning your volume down for a minute. I'm going to roll these 3 times where I'll get specific zodiac placements out for you. Okay, so we have Sagittarius, Mars, and Pluto. You or your person could have Sagittarius, Mars, or Pluto. We have Aries, Neptune, and Uranus. We have Aries, Neptune, and Uranus. We have Leo, Sun, and Moon. So a Leo, Sun, and or Moon. Okay? All right, and then let's get out some tiles as well. Okay. I just see live coming out here. I saw that right away before the E flipped around. Okay, so live, live, lived. And we also have an A, we have an O, we have a K, and an R. So we could also make love or loved. I think your person wants you to feel like you can live your life, really honestly. I feel like the stress that you're feeling right now is interfering with your day-to-day life. They don't want that anymore. We could also make dove, okay? Doves are a beautiful symbol of peace and tranquility. I also associate them with the angel number 222, so you might have been seeing that recently. We have a flower. We also have a little butterfly, black butterflies. Maybe you've been seeing those around lately. We have a stringed instrument that looks like a violin or a cello. And then we have a fish, which of course reminds me of Pisces energy. Someone could play a stringed instrument. They could be a fisherman or really like seafood or have pet fish. Really what this is telling me is it's time to get back into a sweet energy and to not have this stress like get between you and your person so much anymore. It's time for a big change. Butterflies also represent change and transformation. Okay, so let's close today's reading off with a message just for you now. I'm gonna get you out an affirmation and a personal message. So if you need a minute to take a couple deep breaths to recenter your energy, you're more than welcome to. These are just for you. It doesn't have to relate to the connection. I can always reach for a thought that feels better. Your decision to reach for a thought that feels good is a powerful decision, for it serves you in many ways. The better feeling thought reverberates within you, opening passageways to well-being that reach far beyond this one good feeling thought. And then your affirmation of the day, I'm holding it up so you can affirm it with me. You can do that by commenting it. Today, I am loved. Today, I will know in my heart that I deserve love and respect. Beautiful, you guys. I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much again for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. And until next time, bye for now.